Hey folks, this is Ben back with you in the Midwest Model Shop. Alright, you saw the thumbnail. Today we are announcing the release of our 1/200 scale quad 40mm Bofors. This has been a highly anticipated thing. I've had a lot of people ask for them. I want them. They are a massive time saver, a huge time saver. I've got pictures from back when I was building the Missouri of all the photo etch laid out with the resin parts and all the stuff and the headache. And so now finally no more drilling holes, no more trying to line up little brass cannon barrels perfectly and over and over and over again, and messing with that twiddly little iron sight, you know, that folds and does the little thing. And we went ahead and took care of all that for you. So these are a insane time saver. For research, I found this really cool picture online of a Bofors, and I was really excited about it, but it was missing detail. I didn't get shots of the other side. And then I went out to Pearl Harbor, and lo and behold, there was that Bofors. I didn't realize that's the one I was referencing, so I took a whole bunch of pictures of it so that I could use it for creating these things. And yes, also, I'm not going to do another video. But I'm going to let you know now, I am going to do a version of these without the shields on them and without the covers on the equipment in the front. And I'll just put posts up on social media about that. But we are going to release a version of those also, which I'm going to use probably on the Enterprise. Why would you want them without the shields on them? Well, obviously you would want them. The thing is, on smaller ships like your destroyers, the Fletcher that's coming out, the Enterprise, a lot of the big aircraft carriers, it was about saving weight up high. You don't want ships to be top heavy. They tend to roll and then just keep on rolling, and bad things happen. These big steel plates weighed a lot, and if you could take them all off, you know, you're good to go. They also were damaged in combat, and there's a lot of photos of these things being just cut away, and okay, you know, they absorbed all the impact from the incoming fire or debris, and you got rid of them, and the gun's still operational, and the crews are able to go. So what we're going to do in this video, I'm not going to paint them. You guys know how to paint them. It's pretty straightforward. But what I am going to do is show you, you know, the big thing here that you're going to get with all 20 cannons on them, or 20 guns, and then you're going to go ahead, I'll show you how to cut it free from this whole assembly, then get them into an individual gun, so that you can go ahead and paint it all up and remove the sprues, and then finally how to remove the last sprues from this so that you can go ahead and put it on your ship. These are available on our website, themidwestmodelshop.com. The link is in the description down below. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate everyone who likes and subscribes and goes to the store, themidwestmodelshop.com. We have all kinds of things there for sale, meant to make modeling easier and faster. Just because there's a high part count, that doesn't mean necessarily it's better, right? We want to get through these things and finish them and have fun. So that's what these are all about. All right, folks, let's get into how to do this. All right, so this is what you'll receive. A nice little dealie like this. It's going to have the name on the front here, and there you go in focus, and all protected to try and keep everything arriving in one piece. So you're going to have to go ahead and take it apart. All right, go ahead and grab your cutters. From the front is pretty easy. All four corners have these little spaces where you can kind of reach inside here and just take a little snip away to relieve the strength of everything. And then on the front here, if you just tip it forward, you'll be okay like that, and it'll come off. All right, obviously everything's in rows, so go to the little X. We'll just work on the front row here. Cut that, and then reach down into the bottom corner right here. Little snip there. Again, some safety glasses are a good idea. Stuff can go flying on you. And cut like this. Okay, and now very carefully, you've got your first four right here ready to go. And if you go ahead and do that, and you go ahead and do that, now you've just got one that you're sitting here looking at. All right, so the next step is to remove most of these sprues, is my recommendation before you go into painting. All right, removing the sprues is initially no big deal. So under all of these supports, like here for the gun chutes, sorry about my phone going off here, snip up top first and then switch to the bottom. This one actually for the trigger control is pretty thin and came right away. Go right up to the bottom of our shield and then right here. So all of these, I try to minimize all the supports so that you don't run into this situation on the back where we basically have this H pattern. Try and minimize. Try being the operative word. I've got a lot of prints, and please be careful because those will, the little step ladder right there will break off. But I've got a lot of prints in the garbage because you test them and you try and see what the limits are, what can you get away with, and ultimately, you know, what do you have to do. I'm trying to create the least amount of work possible here, and try not to cut too low here. Trying to create the least amount of work possible and still get a successful print out of the whole thing. And there's a balance to be struck there. But anyway, clip along like this, right? And this one side, this one up here. So what that means is there's a couple that are, or a few that are hard to get to. These in the front, I couldn't get away with not putting in there. The electric drive motor and then the power box for it were not. I was hoping I could get away with not supporting them, but you know, here we are. All right. I might have chipped, yeah, I chipped that edge right there a little bit. I didn't mean to do that. So you got to be careful. So at this point, I would paint it. You could go ahead and prime it up however you want and paint it however you want. You've got this nice surface to hang on to, and you could glue this down wherever you need to make things go. Then you're going to have to remove it the rest of the way, and this is the kind of the double-edged sword thing. I placed these supports around the base, and there's also one in the middle, and I had to do that, and it's kind of hard to reach, but if I didn't do that, the bottom would get all messed up. So just place your cutters in, flat side up, reach in here, and give a snip right at the bottom of the base the best that you possibly can. This is, of course, after painting. You just have to look underneath here. And I apologize if that was all out of focus. All right, one more. Yeah. There we go. Then come back to the back because it's the shortest. Just be careful that you don't bump any of those ladders right there. Cut. Whoop, there it goes. It popped right off. I was going to say cut underneath so that you could get to this very center one. Apparently on that one it didn't go all the way, but you see how that you have a center post that you may have to get to. So once you're done and this thing's loose, you will have to do a little bit of sanding right here, a little filing of sorts, very carefully, very gently, to smooth this off. You don't have to do a whole lot, but you're going to have to do a little bit. And then here's your Bofors, ready to go. And you can drop it on your ship, and it's fairly robust. You don't have to worry too much about, I don't know what that white thing is there. It'll bend a little bit, it'll give a little bit, and you know, you'll be able to paint it and position it however you want. And it's pretty okay to grab it like this. It is pretty okay to grab it by the barrels. I wouldn't pinch this way. I would just do two, or just kind of, you know, sandwich with your fingers like this. But yeah, that's all you need to do, and you are good to go. Hopefully this all makes sense, and if you have any questions, drop a line. And that's it. Don't forget to check this out, themidwestmileshop.com. The link is in the description down below. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all later.